He ran after her, but what if that still wasn't enough? Let's be real for a second. Are we actually supposed to believe that everything between Kitty and Minho is suddenly perfect now? After all that chaos, all those misunderstandings, all those almost confessions that came way too late. Yeah. I'm not buying it that easily. Because if Season 3 taught us anything, it's that nothing in this story stays calm for long. And now with Season 4 on the horizon, things are about to get even messier, especially for Kitty and Minho. So let's start with where we left off. Minho finally did what we were all screaming at the screen for him to do, he chased her. Not just emotionally but physically. He didn't sit back, didn't overthink, didn't let another moment slip away. He went after Kitty. And for a second it felt like okay, this is it. This is the moment everything changes. But here's the thing no one is really talking about, what happens after the chase. Because chasing someone is one thing. Actually building something real with them. That's a whole different story. Now Kitty is heading into a completely new chapter of her life. New city, new people, new opportunities. NYU isn't just a college for her, it's her dream. It's the future she's been working toward. And suddenly, Minho is stepping into that world too. Sounds romantic, right? Or is it actually the beginning of a new kind of problem? Because let's not forget who Minho is. He's not exactly the simple life type. His world is loud, unpredictable, and full of pressure. And now with his career potentially taking off, things are only going to get more intense. So what happens when two people who just barely figured out their feelings are thrown into completely different life paths? You really think it's going to be smooth? And then there's the trust issue, yeah, we're not skipping that. Because even though Minho had his reasons, he still kept secrets. He still made decisions that hurt Kitty. And sure, they made up, but does that kind of thing just disappear overnight? Or is it the kind of crack that slowly grows bigger when things get tough again? Because let's be honest, long distance, career pressure, new environments, that's exactly when old doubts come back. And Kitty? She's not the same person anymore. She's grown. She's more independent. She's chasing her own dreams now, not just following her heart blindly like before. So if something feels off again, is she really going to stay? Or will she finally choose herself this time? And don't even get me started on the emotional baggage both of them are carrying into this new phase. They didn't just magically resolve everything. They paused the chaos. That's not the same thing as fixing it. Which brings us to the biggest question, are they actually ready for a real relationship, or are they just caught up in the idea of finally being together? Because sometimes, the almost love story feels stronger than the real one. And what if that's exactly what this is? But wait, because just when you think their biggest challenge is distance and trust, there's something else coming that could completely flip everything upside down, and this time, it's not just about them anymore. So the real question is, what happens when someone else enters the picture at the worst possible moment, and just when you think Kitty and Minho finally have a clear path, that's exactly when things start to fall apart again. Because let's talk about timing, their absolute worst enemy. They didn't fall in love when things were easy. No, of course not. They waited until everything around them was complicated, messy, and completely unstable. And now, just as they're trying to make this relationship real, life decides to test them again. Kitty is stepping into New York, a place full of distractions, opportunities, and let's be honest, new people. People who don't come with history, drama, or emotional baggage. People who meet her as the new Kitty. And that changes things. Because what happens when someone shows up who understands her right now, not who she used to be? Someone who doesn't remind her of every fight, every misunderstanding, every moment she felt confused. You really think that won't shake her? And Minho, he might say he's okay with everything, that he supports her, that he trusts her. But deep down, this is the same guy who struggled to say how he felt until it was almost too late. The same guy who hides things when he thinks it's for the best. So what happens when distance turns into silence? When calls get shorter, texts get delayed, and suddenly, "I'm just busy" starts sounding a little too familiar. Because relationships don't usually break in big dramatic moments, they fall apart in small, quiet ones. And here's where it gets even more complicated. Minho's career. If he really steps into that manager role, his life is about to become even more chaotic. Travel, pressure, expectations, he won't just be balancing a relationship, he'll be fighting to keep up with his own life. So now ask yourself, how do you hold on to someone when both of you are running in completely different directions? Do you chase them again? Or do you finally stop? And let's not ignore one uncomfortable truth. What if Minho coming to New York isn't as perfect as it sounds? Because yeah, it feels romantic now. But what if Kitty starts to feel like he followed her, instead of finding his own path? What if that same gesture that once felt like love, starts to feel like pressure? Because Kitty has changed. She's not just looking for love anymore. She's looking for herself. And if anything threatens that, even Minho, will she hesitate to walk away? And this is where everything flips. Because for the first time, it's not about will they get together. They already did.